Y'all, I can't deal with it anymore. So this is one of my storage buildings. It's a van body. I think it's 24 foot long, and it's, you know, sealant, straps, heaters, chainsaws, anything extra. There's paints and oils and stuff like that, automotive parts, electrical parts, old headlights. I mean, anything and everything that's in here. I gotta get this crap cleaned up. I can't deal with it anymore. So I try to keep a clean shop. It's not always possible, and I get that. But this drives me insane. I don't like having clutter around me. I need to be able to find stuff. I end up wasting at least a quarter to, if not half my time, just looking for stuff. That's gonna stop. So let's get this cleaned out and come up with a game plan. Well, it's a start. I can at least see the floor on most of it. So that's a good thing. So let's see. All of this rack right here is all automotive parts and some electrical stuff. The one here in the corner is mostly electrical. And then we got paints, oil, and grease, stuff like that there. Still got to get all that out, but I'm not going to bore y'all with that. I'm just going to cut it off here. We got the majority of it out. I'll finish cleaning this out, and then we'll come back and we'll look at what we're going to do. Well, y'all, here's the start of it. So this project's probably going to take longer than I expected, but I'd rather do it right. So what I've done, I've built a metal frame. Most of this metal came out of a job that we took apart. So a lot of it is like scrap or metal that's been sitting outside. I bought some from a yard or a shop that was shutting down, and it's got some mill scale on it. But so I really don't want to use it for customers. Some of it's still good, and some of it is brand new that I had to go buy, but it'll work for this. So what I did, you've got 2x tubing right here and on each end, and then 1 inch angle all the way across, and then across that way from front to back. It's a lot heavier than what was in here. And then we've decked it with plywood. The plywood I had from previous jobs, so I haven't spent anything on that. And then we're going to do these containers. This wall is probably going to be electrical and plumbing. And so, like, this container will be 1 inch fittings, 3/4 inch fittings, 1/2 inch fittings, so on and so on. So the back wall will be nothing but fittings, electrical stuff, outlets, switches, fuses, electrical wire, things like that. And then we'll come out, you can see the rack here that we're still building. That will continue all the way to the edge right here. And we'll be able to put, you know, oil and paint and all that stuff on there. And then on this side, we're going to build a rack to right about there. So there'll be an 8-foot rack in here, and it'll be the same thing. And then all of this other area will be left for the cutting torches, the portico, things like that in off season. So guys, this wasn't a planned job. Wasn't something I originally planned to do. Right now, I've got tons of other work, but when I'm spending half hour, 45 minutes, an hour looking for things because I'm unorganized, it irritates me. and then when you come in and find a shelf has collapsed and dumped stuff in the floor, and it's just a mess. So it's time to stop, get things fixed, and do it right. So, but I did run into a couple of issues. Like I said, I was in a hurry to get this done because I need to get on to other jobs. So I ran into a few issues. Let me show you what they are. Okay, so these bins are one of the other issues that I ran into. I'd rather go with something like this. That way I can keep water out, rodents out, things like that. And these are, I believe, 17-gallon bins, and they sell at Home Depot, Lowe's, any of those places. But they're about $20 a piece, so that's a lot of money. You can get 4 bins per shelf, and there's gonna be 5 shelves. So, that's quite a bit of money. I did find them on sale for about $11 a piece, and so I'm trying to buy as many of them as I can right now. So that's one of the things. The other thing is I don't want to lose this space right here. There's going to be a shelf here. You can see the framework. And so there's a chance I could lose that space, right back here. So what I did, I made this opening big enough that I can slide these boxes completely out. And if I slide this one out, sorry about that. Now I can come in, I can grab this box, slide it over, see what it is. If it's what I need, pull it out. If not, slide it back and put the box back. So that'll give me, all of these spaces, and the ones that'll be, right here behind the rack that'll be over here. That way I don't lose that space. I can still use it. And what'll probably go back in these spaces will be stuff that I very rarely use. The larger diameter fittings, rolls of wire, things like that, so that I'm not pulling that box out every week. So that's another thing we ran into. So my plan was to originally build the entire framework out of this 2x2 tubing and the 1-inch angle. But as you can see, the cabinets or the boxes are a little wider than the shelf is. This is 24 inches from front to back, and as you can see, there's a bit of an overhang on the back, a bit of overhang on the front. So that worked. That's fine. It'll keep this protected from, things catching it. But to be able to slide a box back there and pull it over, it was going to be in the way. So what we did, we came in, we welded a sacrificial piece of tubing here, 1 inch, and then a 1 inch by 2 inch rectangular tubing here. So that gives me an extra inch, in which case I can actually, let's see if I can do this one-handed, grab the box and pull it, and it passes behind that angle without any problem. If I'd put the 2 inch there, I wouldn't have been able to get that box out. It would have created me a bigger nightmare. So that's one of the other issues we ran into. So decking, right now I'm using some OSB and plywood and stuff that we have on hand, but I've gotten in touch with a friend of mine that owns a sawmill. He's going to cut some 1x6 pine planks that will run from this point all the way down to the point that'll be down here. So that'll save us a little bit of money. Plywood is through the roof right now. Steel is through the roof. And so all that's gonna add up. Okay, so I'd really hoped that I'd have enough steel and materials to get this thing knocked out fairly quickly, and not really have to go buy anything. Wishful thinking, I know. So at this point, I probably got enough steel to make one more 56-inch section, and then I'm going to be out of steel. So what'll happen, this job will continue, but it's going to be over a period of time. I need to get stuff back in here as quickly as possible. So the priority right now is to get the wood on the shelving, get more of the storage containers so that we can get everything that's under my awning right now put back in here, and I can actually use my lift and the awning to recuperate some of the money I'm losing on this. I have no idea right now how much I've got invested in doing this shelving. I've had somebody say, well, you could have built it cheaper out of wood. Yes, I could. Absolutely 100% could have built it cheaper out of wood. The problem is I bought metal shelves before because I wanted them to last. They were flimsy and fell apart. The humidity made the OSB fall apart. And then the metal just shifted and buckled for no reason. I don't know if I overloaded it. I don't know if something caused it to wiggle or what, but it fell, caused a lot of damage to parts and stuff. So thankfully I didn't spill any oil or paint or chemicals or anything like that. It was all solid product that fell. So that's good. I don't want to have to deal with that again. And yes, I could build it out of wood, 100%. But I don't know. You still end up with, eventually I'd like to come back and put possibly a metal shelf on this where the oil is going to be kept. I'm definitely going to put metal on those shelves. The reason is because I don't want oils, paints, chemicals soaking into wood. That's why I'm not building the shelving out of completely out of wood. It'll absorb that chemical and stuff like that, and it could cause problems. The other reason I don't want to do it is there's already a lot of flammable stuff in here. I don't want to add to the fire load by building wooden shelves. Right now, yes, some of the decking is wood, but overall, I would like to keep it as non-flammable as possible. So that's what we're going to try to do as money permits. So, like I said, this job's taking a lot longer than I had hoped. It's going to take a lot more money than I had originally wanted to dump into it. But once it's said and done, I won't ever have to worry about these shelves again. And I'll actually have more organization. I'll be able to find the stuff I need and do the jobs quicker, which will equate to more funds coming in and a quicker turnaround. So that's what we're looking at. So I'll probably do another update once the job's finished. Just a quick little short on it, just to show you how it turned out in the end. Hopefully. So we'll keep going on that. Hey, I appreciate y'all following along. I appreciate you commenting, supporting the channel. We've gotten a couple of new subscribers, and I appreciate y'all coming and joining. Really appreciate all y'all who have been with us from the start. So I've got a couple of things coming up in the next month that are going to be just phenomenal, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm hoping to bring y'all along. One of the big ones is going to be a power tour. I'll just leave it at that, and in a couple of weeks, hopefully, we'll have a video that'll explain everything. But looking forward to working with y'all and letting y'all see what's going on. I appreciate it. God bless you. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you on the next one.